beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester. All right, you lot, how you doing out there? Come be a word teacher. Buy me a coffee. Now, like. I'm learning more about likes, and you should too, because the likes are important. By all accounts, it's the likes that drive the algorithm. Please click like. Subscribe if you like my warblings. I don't have any expectations of you. You do as you please. All right? Other than that, my God, what have we got for you today? Well, this. This is from the 18th of March, so I'm going back a few days. But my God. I've seen some raving lunacy come out of the Independent, and I've seen some raving lunacy come out of the Guardian. But we are well on target here. For, in the hit parade, number 1 in lunacy. So let's go through it. The title is, We Actually Don't Know Much. The scientists trying to close the knowledge gap in trans healthcare. Well, trans healthcare is a misnomer. The only trans healthcare there should be psychology. That's it. That's all you get. We're going to stop the rest of it for everyone. I know adults should be able to do. No, they don't. You don't get to do that. So you don't get to screw up your body and then expect the public to pay for the rest of your life so that you can keep your screwed up body going. We're not having it. Okay? You don't get to do that. So here's my suggestion is this, and I've always said this, so I'll say it again. I'm gonna screw in my body, right? Okay? You have to sign this and then you have to pay this. So you sign to say that you're gonna do it, right? And it's okay and that you consent and all the stuff that goes with it. And then you have to pay for an insurance policy that covers not just that covers anything that comes as a result of what happens to you after the operation, which is all the stuff we know about osteoporosis, etc. So A, you have to pay for the operation because it will no longer be available on the NHS. And B, you then have to insure yourself for the rest of your life. Now, if I'm thinking straight here and I'm an insurance company, I imagine that you pay for the operation, costs you 10 grand, but the insurance will cost you $500,000. Right? That should effectively market it out, get rid of it altogether. And then all the NHS have to do is say, we're done with it. Not happening. No more. No more hormones for men who want breasts. Get stuffed. So, researchers, here we go. Researchers are running trials on how hormone therapies affect trans people. Well, what? Right? And it then says, that will also benefit healthcare for the wider population. So now they're saying that the experimental nature of doing this crap on people is going to benefit the wider population. Is it me, or is that what happened with hypothermia? You know, the old water testing in the Nazi era, where they went, well, actually, it's benefit to the public. Now, I've spoken to people about this in the past, particularly Jewish people, because most of what we know about hypothermia came from the Nazis, right? And they said, if it's there, use it. I'm with them. If it's there, use it. We understand it, we can use it, right? But they're now saying that what experimenting on people with hormones is going to benefit the wider population. I got a problem with that. I don't know whether you have, and I could have it completely wrong as usual. Tell me in the dubris. When Cameron Whitley was diagnosed with kidney failure 7 years ago, the news came as a shock. But the situation was about to get worse. His doctor described the diagnosis meant Whitley's hormone therapy had to stop. Oh, what a surprise. Was it the hormone therapy that caused Whitley's problem? As a transgender woman, now 42, who had taken testosterone for 10 years. The impact was brutal. Not only was I struggling with this new diagnosis that I'm in stage 4 kidney failure, now I'm being told that I can no longer have hormones. Yeah, because they cause stage 4 kidney failure. Is that it? Did they cause it, or is it causation or correlation? I cannot describe how horrible that moment was. For God's sake. Cameron, for God's sake. This is so sad. God almighty woman. Crucially, she says, it says here, the decision was completely unnecessary. We call this within the medical community trans broken arm syndrome, she said. The term refers to medical situations such as having a broken arm that are unconnected to gender identity, yet healthcare providers act on the basis there is a connection. This is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. See what gender identity does to people? We didn't have any established sense that being on hormones would be problematic, for God's sake. You're saying to people, what we're going to do is we're going to defy Mother Nature's most basic principle. The very reason we all exist, and we don't think there'll be any problems. Holy cow, these people are thick. The hormones are not processed through the kidneys, so there was nothing that made it necessary to stop them, but that was the first thing that was done. This is unreal. So what they think is, well, actually the fact that we're using one of the strongest drugs in existence, which has been synthetically produced in order to promote feminizing of male bodies, that really? Absolutely unreal. Whitley has since transferred his care over to the University of Pennsylvania, which he describes as awesome, with trans-competent care. An increase in the number of people coming out as transgender. You don't come out as transgender, you're diagnosed with an illness. Has led to growing use of hormone therapies, which help to change the body's physical characteristics. They don't help anything. They mutate the body, right? This is mutation. You get that, right? This is like the island of Dr. Moreau, but in Hull. Okay? That's what it is. It changes the body's physical characteristics towards a certain gender. What that actually means is it desperately attempts to allow some people who are unwell to look like they're a mimic of a man or a woman. It's not healthcare. It's experimentation and cosmetic surgery. But as Whitley found out, misunderstandings and knowledge gaps about their impact abound. Whilst hormone therapies are today best known for their use in contraception or to manage symptoms of menopause in cisgender women, just get stuffed. They have for decades been given to people undergoing gender reassignment, and it's hurt them all. Every single one of them has been mutated by this. Every single one, right? It has a 100% failure rate. All it does is create a mimic. Many people who are trans say such cross-sex or gender-forming homotherapy are crucial, allowing them to live in a way that makes them happy and significantly reducing the risk of depression and suicide. That's a lie. And let me tell you this, I absolutely believe that my life would be far happier on amphetamines. But they won't give it to me, will they? Because I quite like it when I can drop a Zopiclone, because I don't sleep, right? Now, if I take a Zopiclone, because you can get, when you get older, you can get them, Zopiclone. I haven't got any, I don't take them, but some people do. I had somebody the other night took one, fell asleep on the couch. So I'm like, hello? So Zopiclone doesn't work, but what I found out is that Zopiclone plus amphetamine does work. So if I take a Zopiclone and amphetamine, I go floaty for about 10 minutes and I'm gone for at least 3 hours. It's fantastic, right? They won't give it to me. Why would they? And I wouldn't take it anyway. I know what the risks are. But they wouldn't give it to me. But here we are. No. However, their use in younger people with gender dysphoria doesn't exist. It's a made-up thing. Is controversial, not least because of their potential impact on fertility. Potential? And the irreversible changes they can produce. Until recently, gender-affirming hormone therapies in England could be given to the NHS after the age of 16, and individuals must have been on drugs known as puberty blockers for at least a year. Puberty blockers pause the physical changes. No, they don't. They retard the physical changes. This is meant to be medical folk. Well, I imagine they've all got degrees in, sociology or critical social justice or something, haven't they? It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Studies have also suggested rates of obesity in trans people are higher than among those who are cisgender. But the reason for such disparities is unclear. Depression and eating too much. That'll be it, right? Tell me about it, right? But the reason for such disparities is unclear. Dr. Sasha Heinitz of the University of Leipzig is examining the effects of hormone therapy on eating behaviour, metabolism, energy balance, and the cardiovascular system in transgender people. For the love of God, this is a medical experiment. It is a medical experiment that is damaging people unbelievably. Unbelievably. Even if evidence points to a greater metabolic risk in individuals receiving hormone therapy, for the love of God. As some researchers suggested, further work will be needed to explore the extent to which that could be down to physiological response of the body to therapy, changes to experience of gender dysphoria, or behavioural changes around food consumption. This is absolutely insane on every possible level, right? And all of a sudden this appears just after the breaking of the WPATH files. Yep. It says here, we started understanding that health and disease risks and responses differ between cis men and cis women. Yes, men and women respond to health things in a different way, but one cannot easily entangle different components of sex or gender. Is it due to lifestyle, hormones, or genetics? No, it's due to a cracker's belief system, only believed by people who are cultists and who think that facts don't matter. On that point, I will end. Go and read the whole thing. It is utterly insane. Edijester out.